The man worked hard in the factory for most of the day. Unexpectedly, his pay was only a few dollars. He ran to his supervisor and questioned him. The supervisor said the man only had a middle school education. According to the rules, this was his salary. When the man was about to continue arguing, his mentor walked over. The mentor apologized to the supervisor and pulled the man out of the office. But the man felt very unconvinced. He didn't understand why everyone valued education so much. Just a few months ago, the man was still a student at a school. His grades were clearly excellent, but he wanted to drop out and work directly. When his father found out, he advised his son to think again, but the man firmly believed studying was useless. He had many friends who had hardly gone to school, yet they could still live good lives. His father was so angry that he slapped him. He told his son those people were the 1% of the lucky ones. But the man would rather cut ties with his father than return to school to study. 3 months later, the man entered a factory. Relying on his previous talent, the man quickly became familiar with how to operate the machines. His mentor, who trained him, also appreciated him. He advised the man while he was still young, he should quickly find a way to earn a diploma. Otherwise, with his current education, there was no way to be promoted to management. Now there were adult colleges. The man could just sign up. But the man said he hated studying. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come out to work so young. The mentor said he was already this old, yet still just a team leader. It was because he had no education. He didn't want the man to repeat his life. The man didn't want to refuse his mentor's kindness, so he gave a perfunctory promise. After returning home, the man lost patience after reading only a few pages. He threw the book aside. At that moment, the man's friend invited him to go out and have fun. The man agreed without the slightest hesitation. A few days later, the mentor asked the man about his studies. The man lied to the mentor, saying he had been studying all along and had even signed up for the exam. The mentor believed the man's words and said the factory was about to select a team leader. As long as he succeeded in the election, his monthly salary would increase by $1,000. The man was very tempted when he heard this, so he picked up his textbook again, planning to study hard, but this time he failed again. That noon, while the man was studying, several of his friends came over. They wondered why the man suddenly started studying. The man said it was all his mentor's advice. As long as he had a good diploma, he would have the chance to be promoted to team leader in the future. Unexpectedly, his friends all laughed at him. One of them, Jack, was now a team leader. Jack said he had only attended a few years of elementary school. He became a team leader without any diploma. The other friends also advised the man to throw his books into the trash. They said being chosen as team leader required skills and connections and had nothing to do with education. The man believed his friends' words and gave up studying again. From then on, the man went out to have fun with his friends after work. He never cared about studying. His father wanted to persuade him again, but the man thought his father was very nagging and had no patience to listen to him. Little did he know, he would soon pay the price for his actions. As the day for selecting the team leader drew closer, the mentor asked the man about his education. According to his information, this time the team leader candidates had to have at least an associate degree. The man felt a bit guilty, but he still lied to his mentor, saying he was well prepared and would soon have an associate diploma. A few days later, the mentor invited the factory director to dinner. He said the team leader selection would be held tomorrow and hoped the director would look after the man. The director said the man was indeed very outstanding. He also appreciated the man's attitude and ability, but the selection of the team leader was not his decision alone. When the man heard this, he thoughtfully gave the director a gift. The director was very happy to see the gift. He said he would definitely do his best. After hearing the director's assurance, the man thought he would surely be promoted, but soon he would experience the bitter result of having no education. At the selection meeting, the man confidently told his friends that this promotion quota would surely include him. He had already contacted the director in advance. However, as the leaders announced the list of team leaders, the man found that his name was not on it. The team leader position in his factory was given to a college student. The man was very disappointed. The mentor came to comfort him. After asking the man, the mentor then learned the man had not studied at all. Even the registration fee for adult college had been used by the man to buy a motorcycle. The mentor was very disappointed after hearing this, but the man still thought this had nothing to do with education. The mentor said what was needed now was a person's overall ability. With his education level, he simply did not meet the selection requirements. But the man did not realize his mistake at all. At dinner, that evening, the man asked the friend who had become a team leader why he was able to be promoted as a team leader. But that friend said his uncle was the deputy factory director. It was he who appointed him as team leader. The man felt his friend had deceived him, but that person laughed at him, saying it was because he had no ability, that he failed in this selection. The two got so emotional that they quickly started fighting. Fortunately, the other friends pulled them apart. The next day, while the man was working as usual, the mentor pulled the man aside and said there was something to tell him. Hearing his mentor's words, the man was very excited. The mentor was actually going to give his own team leader position to the man.